Hi and good afternoon. Thank you so much for being here today. It's always lovely to have live company. Excuse me, my name is Esther and you are on my Facebook page at Stampin Style Creations. You may be watching this on YouTube. I do try and then reload it onto YouTube later. I feel like I look very official today. I'm in a white blouse and my hair is up because it's not cooperating. So just ignore my funny look today. Right, I'm going to attempt something today. I'm feeling a bit brave because sometimes I normally do a trial run, but whether this is a good idea or not, I'm not going to do a trial run. I'm going to go straight in there and do some stamping. So I'm just going to clear the spice. You need the spice. Okay, so let's see what we've got. It's lovely to see you. Thank you for coming on. Thank you for catching replay. I wanted to play with a new stamp set called Darling... Why am I calling it Darling Dahlias? It's not even called that. It's called Delicate Dahlias. Darling Dahlias sounds better. Oh, hi there, Ellie. You look wonderful as ever, Esther. Thank you, Ellie. Right, just before I came on, I posted a picture on Facebook. And I think it's such a beautiful picture, and I will show you because I think I'm going to use this as my inspiration for today's project. So here it is. Look at that gorgeous photograph with all those beautiful, beautiful dahlias. Now, I'm not going to be able to recreate it totally. And I've just noticed it's on that lovely wood grain background. It's got me thinking. But I'm going to stamp on Very Vanilla today, which is like a creamy colour. And so Delicate Dahlias, or Darling Dahlias as I like to call it, is this stamp set here, which is only available with a £90 purchase. And if you'd like to shop with me, I'd really appreciate that if you don't have a Stampin' Up demonstrator. So £90 on anything will get you this beautiful stamp set. Now, if you look closely, it's called a distinctive stamp set. So when you stamp it, it has this almost 3D effect to it, although the stamp is absolutely flat. It's amazing. So I've grabbed out Merriest Moments, which is a Christmassy set, but I thought I could maybe incorporate some of the flowers in there. And I've grabbed out Jar of Love for the flowers. Who knows where this is going to go. It's one of those suck it and see, play it and see. So I think to make my life easier, I will actually I was going to start in the middle and then I was going to start at the end, but ideally I suppose you do want to start with your palest colour over here and then work your way to darker colours. I don't think it really matters because just, you know, making it up as I go along. So let's grab out some colours to use. I've got Polished Pink, Pale Papaya. Let's have a look what else we've got. And then we want to graduate purples. So right at the end we want sort of Blackberry Bliss colours, rich raspberry, maybe a bit more orange down this end, touch of yellows. Where's this sticker from? Now, there's no greens in this picture, is there? But we might have to incorporate some foliage afterwards. So we want a bit more purples down this end. And maybe some pinky type colours. Maybe a bit of mambo. Okay, now that I've got all my colours on my desk. Good afternoon, Mr. Matt. Let's see where this takes us. Okay. So I am tempted to just start stamping bang in the middle and get this dahlia laid down. So I don't know whether at the moment I'm going to do a outline on this or not. We shall see. So I think this is the... Let's see if this block will fit it on. So if you are going to do an outline, it does actually fit directly on top of the flowers. Now I've marked my stamp, as you can see there, with a mark. Navarana, so good to see you. and I've done it on this one so that when I come to line it up, they should be able to fit. But, you know, we're not here about matchy-matchy, we're just going to go with the flow. So for those of you who've just joined, I'm just using this picture as my inspiration. So sorry if I miss your comments. I'm going to use my other device so that I've got a reference picture to work with. Let's get stamping. Who's ready? It is going to be a right old colour fest. Now, the thing with these inks and these particular, see it's gone quite bubbly and inky, and actually I don't want it that bubbly and inky. I'm going to just swipe my ink off to the side a bit and re-ink my flower. Still a bit inky, but I'm just going to get started. That's a bit better. Should really have a mat underneath. Seth's in the other room. He's around, but he's doing his own thing. So I'm gonna just move the ink over because you don't want it to be too inky. These are all very juicy ink pads, so okay, just bear with me with this one, okay? Okay, Pale Papaya. Good morning, everybody. Good afternoon or good evening, depending on where you are. Okay, it's not so bad, not so bad. So I'm going to save the smaller flowers for the edges because we want the big main flowers to be in the centre. And I'm going to start spreading out to some purples. You might notice I've not been very, what's the word, precise about cleaning off my inks after I use it. Because I'm going from pale to dark, I'm just going to go with the flow, Joe. So if you'd like notification of the fact that I am going live, then I can send you a WhatsApp message. So if you'd like that notification, then do say, and I can do that for you. Not convinced about this pinky bit here, so I'm just coming in with Melon Mambo. Oh, that's nice and strong. And maybe just go over this one here that's been a little bit lost. Okay, good. And I'm going to come in with some Bumblebee. And I'm actually going to go over this one here. Introduce a bit of yellow into the mix. Okay. Hi everybody, thank you for popping on. Sorry, I'm missing comments. In fact, while I've still got that yellow, I'm going to finish off with the yellow down here. How quick and easy was that? So I could leave it like that, but we're not going to. Just going to come back in down this end with a bit more purple. This stamp is gorgeous, says Barbie. Barbie, I'm inclined to agree with you. It's so detailed and so beautiful. Oh, he wanted to stay. Now remember, because I've stamped off my page, there'll be an inky line, so just be careful when you go to re-stamp that. Okay, so let's just bring that picture back in. That is not bad, is it? That comparison. You got the kind of flow of colours. So let's add some more to this. I do feel like it could do with some leaves now. I think we're going to come in with this. Ooh, what to do? I might do something a bit brave. And which one did I want? This one. Oh, I tell you what I'm going to do. Rather than stamping it in colour, I think I'm going to stamp it in a grey, so that you've got the impression of flowers in the background, without pretending it's in the picture. I hope that makes sense. Oh, hi there, Ellen. Lovely to see you. Be brave, be bold. I like it. Hashtag be brave, be bold. Oh, thank you, Ellie. Okay. Here you go. So this is Smoky Slate. I'm just going to tuck them in around the dahlias. If this doesn't work, you find the nearest recycling bin, okay? If it works, you thank me later. Oops. Hello, Claire. Nice to see you. I'm rushing. I don't know why I'm rushing. Just take your time to stamp and let that ink manage to soak into the page. The other stamps that I've got out is called Art in Bloom, which has got some floral and leaf images in also. Okay, bit different. Let's have a look. I feel like it does need some green foliage in it. It looks a little bit lost, but we'll come back to that. We'll keep adding, okay? We'll keep adding. So I'm going to take the flower from Merriest Moments. We're going to stick with our colour palette and just add some more flowers, and then I think we'll do foliage. Oh, hi Paula. She says, wow, this is gorgeous. Thank you. Gorgeous, says Lisa. We'll catch replay. You've got a hospital appointment. Looks gorgeous so far. Thank you. Okay, so incorporating the same colour, I'm just going to spread it out a little bit. So that was Calypso Coral. I'm going to come in with Pale Papaya. Just linking in that colour a bit more. Polished Pink is up next. And if you stamp off a few times, you get a lovely shaded look. So don't forget you can't do that, and especially with nature and flowers, it makes it look a bit more organic and natural. And if you turn your stamp each time you do it as well. Claire says, love colours. Karen says, love the flowers. Great. You guys are liking this. Thank you. Now, I've not used Gorgeous Script. I'm not going to introduce it now because it's a different sort of bluey tone, whereas at the moment I've got these more reddy, purpley tones. Okay, so I've got some rich razzleberry. I want the contrast, so I'm going to bring it back up here next to the Blackberry Bliss, and then I'm going to get my Blackberry Bliss one and go down. Now, who votes for adding in some green foliage? Does it need a bit of greenery? I feel like it needs something. Flowers look a bit odd without the greenery. Now I've forgotten that it has got this flower in it too. So I can go ahead and use this one. And now I might start merging the colours a little bit now. I'm going to be brave and use Blushing Bride. I might just use it over here instead. Vote for greenery. Okay. going to add some more flowers into the mix. Now, did I use pumpkin pie? Don't think I did. So let's avoid that one and we'll go in with Calypso. And add a bit of Calypso at the top. Okay, so this is what we've got so far, and I'm tempted to keep on going with that grey at the top because it looks a little bit, what's the word, empty. Is empty the word? So I'm going to go in the opposite direction, so I'm going to do upside down stamping so that it looks as if the flowers are meeting. So who's got the Dahlia stamp set? Has anybody got this stamp set and given in? Hello Mr. Linda, nice to see you. Okay, so greenery. Ooh, let's be brave. Now, I'm quite liking the idea of maybe graduating the greenery as well. So, evening evergreen. Let's go about garden green and shaded spruce. Where are you? Shaded. No, but now I want it, says Barbie. Just get out all the greens, shall we? Ending over here with those sort of tones. Maybe ending a bit of, might have a bit of pear, we shall see. Claire's got it, Ellie's got it and loves it, Joanna's got it, Karen's got it. Needs feathers and glitter, says Matt. Oh dear. Who invited him along, eh? Right, greenery. So let's just check out what we've got. We've got these lovely green leaves here. We've got these lovely ferny fir. We've got this one in here. Excuse me. It's reconnecting. Okay. I haven't touched this stamp set, so I'm not going to introduce it now. So I'm just going to stick to these two. So starting at the end, might go shaded spruce. Shaded spruce. See what happens. Okay, I like you so far. I'm going to go darker with Evening Evergreen. Don't forget the dottage, says Ellie. Oh, bit of dottage. Don't know if I have room for it in the end. Let's remind me near the end again. Just add in, using the same leaf for now. And then we're going to graduate to, I think we'll go garden green next. I'll use the same stamp for now. Do we dare put one in the middle? Oh, right, and then we're going to graduate to, that's on my finger then. This is Old Olive. And then some pear pizzazz, bit of pizzazz. Okay, so now I'm going to introduce another stamp. I'm going to save that one and go with this one. And I'll tell you why, because this one is not a line image, whereas this fur one I want to use as a finishing stamp, if that makes sense. What's going on outside? It's all kicking off. So I'm graduating that colour back up here now. It doesn't look to be a lot of difference with my pear pizzazz and my Old Olive. I think that's because they're new ink pads. Hi there, Levine. So let's have a look. I think it might dry a bit darker. So I'm now stretching this over to incorporate it in. Now I deliberately stamped dark there because I've got a lighter image there. So I'm going to carry on with our garden green colour and incorporate that a bit more as well. I don't know how on earth you'd cut this up because I suppose you could do it long ways. So you'll each get a different colour. I mean, if you did it in a quarter, again, you'd only get one colour. Delinda says this really showcases the beauty and detail of the Dahlia stamp. Thank you. And let's keep coming over with our garden green colour. Good morning, Jan. Now, don't worry about stamping over the stamps. Remember, it's a floral arrangement. You're allowed, you know. Thank you, Jan. And we didn't need to do that grey in the background, but it does make that difference because it's like a hidden design underneath. So, I am tempted to bring on Very Versailles at the very last minute. So I'm going to come back in with my Old Olive. And I'm going to now introduce the ferny ones. I don't know whether to put some in between there. Let's come down a little bit. Maybe a hint of green within the flowers. Okay. So let's have a look for Very Versailles. I kind of must have in your collection. Oh yes, please Fred, I'll have a coffee, white, no sugar, thanks. And I'm tempted, do you know what, I'm tempted to do something with these leaves. This is my call it brave or call it stupid moment. What's Esther going to do? Now, there's one of two things I could do. Stamp a bit of green amongst the leaves, which I am tempted to do. And I think I'm just going to go for it. So this is my pair Pizzazz. Okay, let's just see what happens. Crawling into the image a little bit. No, says Delinda, don't do it. Oh, Delinda, you should know me by now. Get your coffee orders in. Fred's making. Just want a hint of green amongst the flowers a little bit. I'll stop there. Yep. Soft sea foam. Yes, I could have done that. Okay. Now, I'm going to rack and ruin it even more. I want to put... Now, this might not show up because I need a big block. Let's see if it shows up in Smoky Slate. Step away from the one-sheet wonder, says Delinda. Time's up, Esther, she's saying. Right, I want to see if this shows up. Oh, Ellie's lost her snips. Has anybody borrowed them off Ellie? Always have more than one pair. Dottage, thank you for reminding me, Ellie. I'm going to grungy all up this scripty stamp first. And because it's grey, you've got the hint of it there without having to cover up all your work. That's what I really like about this. I keep wanting to throw gold into it. Oh, hi there, Mummy. Is it under something, Ellie? So, do we want to introduce gold at this point, or do we want to stick with what we've got? So we could do dottage, but do it again graduated colours. Now you guys might not be able to see this, but that pale colour is under there. Wonder whether I need to stamp some more. Gold gilded glue dots. Oh. Right, I think the quickest way around this is to do some embossing. So I think I'll introduce the dots from Quiet Meadow. Just get my heat tool going. Okay, let's clear the decks. Find my embossing. My buddy, what are you doing out? Just came on, says my mum, watching while having her lunch. I'm going to tap because I think there's quite a bit of ink on here, and that just helps to release the powder that's in the bag, or the dust as I like to call it. So just to make sure that I've got good coverage. You might get a bit of ink coming off on your buddy, but don't worry about that, and get your fingers sort of nice and powdered up. This just stops the ink sticking where you don't want it to go. Okay. So a bit of gold. Oh, scripty stamp. Okay, this is where Esther goes a bit wild. Okay, Versamark. Actually, I have got that stamp out somewhere. Or did I put it back in the box? Was I a good girl? No, it's out here. Okay. So layers, ladies and gentlemen. Onions. Like Shrek says, layers. Layers. So I might use this, and I'm thinking of using the dots out of this set. Now that we've got the set out, might as well. Okay, so gave it a nice dusting over, and I'm going to be cheeky and do both. Do script and dots. Can't see, I haven't got a clue where I'm stamping because I can't see it. I've got roughly a bit of a memory, not a very good memory, but it's there. I'll shake this gold all over. Not that I've got much in my pot to shake. And then I'm going to just shake it down my page. Somebody needs a new gold embossing powder. Just going back on the page again, shaky shaky. Spread the love. Okay, so I've got to save some for my dots, and I've got to put it on my next shopping list. So if anybody wants to place an order with me, if you're in the UK, France, Germany, Austria or the Netherlands, you can head over to my online shop at stampinstarcreations.co.uk. High fee, just noticed that you've popped on. Volume's down, and I'm going to get heating. So when you heat emboss, you want to be able to see that change in the powder. It goes from dull to shiny. So this stamp is deliberately meant to be not completely filled in, so there will be natural blanks from the stamping, which gives it a really cool grungy look. So if you've never made one of these before, it's sometimes known in the trade as a one-sheet wonder or a stamped sheet. And my sister Ruth, if you look up onesheetwonder.co.uk, has got a whole list of ones that she's done. And if you look up on my YouTube channel, Stampin' Star Creations on YouTube, I think I've got a playlist as well of one-sheet wonders that I've done. And there's a few projects of where I've turned the one-sheet wonders into lots of little projects. I usually do it if I've got a new team member. I do it as a team gift. Jackie says she never thought about doing gold gilded glue dots. Jackie, you must not have seen my video I've done about gold gilding. So anything sticky you can stick your gold gilding to. So sticky dots, glue, and tear and tape, double-sided tape. So I'm heating the back because I've got warping on the other side. Just trying to flatten out my page again a little bit before I go and heat it again. Sorry, that's very noisy. Now sometimes the heat tool overheats and it will cut out, and it just needs time to cool down. So I'm hoping, switch on again for me in a minute. Right, I haven't forgotten the dots, but that shows you with the glint of gold in it what it looks like. Sorry about the noise. Right, we're going to go again, but this time with the dots. So hopefully that now that my tool is warmed up, I'm hoping you will work. I'm just going to leave it on so that it doesn't stop working. And let's just add some Thank you, Jan. Okay, again, not got the world's most embossing powder here. Use what you got. Now, embossing powder does last ages and ages and ages, but obviously it does get used up. You can tell by the sticker on the top that it's an older one, but you know, it doesn't, does it go off? I don't know. People do say that it can go off, embossing powder, but I think, you know, I've used it enough not to have that issue, so. Now, you might think I can't really see the dots, but when you come to cut this sheet down and actually separate it, you'll get detail in every little bit that you've cut. So, like one of my slogans says, it's the difference in the detail. So there's little finishing touches that can make all the difference. There's one round here somewhere, just trying to find it. Is that all of you? I think that's all of them. Have I done that one? If you tilt it, you can see the gold. Okay. Shush now. Hush. Right. There we go. So, what do you do with it now that you spent that time stamping and creating and covering a sheet in Dahlias? Now, I'm not very good at this bit, but you can actually cut it down. So, let's have a look somewhere around here. I've got some templates. So one sheet one, look, I've got a package of them here that I've not actually cut. That one I've cut down, that was from a one sheet wonder. And these are half ones. If you find that a whole sheet is a bit intimidating, you can do half a sheet instead. This would be beautiful framed just as it is, says Barbie. This was one that I did in Ruth's class. This one I've done on YouTube, so you can check that out. A bit more intricate. It's a wreath. And another one that I did in Ruth's class. A tester one I did ages ago. So, as you can see, you can cut these down and create them though into lots of different cards. So here is a template that you can make for yourself. Just cut down a sheet of either clear plastic or vellum so you can see through it, and then it gives you this great visual as to where to cut this out. If I cut it into sixes, that would work quite well. Each person would get a small section with a bit of gold and a bit of the Dahlias, so that would work. If I cut it down smaller, that also would work, because it's a very full-on piece. Everybody again would get one of each section. Have I got a 4 template? I thought I did. If not, we could quickly knock one out. I'm just going to see if I've got it somewhere. It might be hiding. Okay, I can't see it right now. Let's see if I've got some vellum to hand. So I'm literally going to fold the paper in half. Oh, slimline would work, says Ellen. Yes. Let's have a look. So slimline, you've just got to imagine that you didn't have that centre line. Okay. So that would be one. That section would be another. And then that section would be the end. Oh, coffee's up. Thank you, Fred. So if you were to cut it in 4s, there you go. You'd get a section of each. I don't think it works as well because you've got a lot of foliage just on one side of your picture. So I would suggest maybe cutting it more. So there we go. Whether I cut this later on YouTube, I'll have a little think. But before I chop it, I will take a photograph so that I've got a reference of it being a whole. Thank you so much for joining me today. It's lovely, as always, to have your company. Thank you, Fred, for making all the coffees. Thank you, Jan, for giving them out. And thank you for joining me today for my one sheet wonder. I hope you've enjoyed it, and just goes to show what inspiration you can get from a photograph. So if you get stuck, that was my inspiration. Okay, if you get stuck for ideas, just go on Google and you can find some inspiration. Thank you. Lots of love to you all. Take care, and you can share this broadcast out. So there might be crafty friends. I know a lot of you watching are crafty and creative, so do share it out with your groups and friends and family who might be interested. Take care, lots of love. I'll be back on your screens at 9 o'clock tonight over on YouTube. Same channel name, Stampin' Style Creations. Do get in touch if you'd like to place an order with me, or if you'd like a free catalogue. Lots of love. Take care. God bless. Bye for now.